Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Thursday, the 3rd of March.
Good morning. It's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shumbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And as usual, we start off with Yvette with the latest in business. Yvette, what do you have for us?
Well, today we're going to be talking about tea. I have some news when it comes to the tea production here in Rwanda, so I'll tell you more about that later.
Sherry Lifestyle.
Today's Thursday, and you know what we're going to be talking about.
Movie review. Right. So, what do you have for us, Moses, in sports?
Well, Leicester City actually were held by West Bromwich Albion to a draw, and Chelsea is climbing and climbing and climbing. I'll tell you more in details.
All right. Yeah. Well, all that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. For years, working mothers have struggled with the pain of leaving their newborn babies at home with housemaids because they couldn't afford to forego a salary for 2 months leave without pay. Parliament approved a draft law which provides for a fund that will facilitate employed mothers with their full monthly salary while on maternity leave. The current law required that during the first 6 weeks of a mother's maternity leave, a mother had the right to have full salary but was obliged to return to work or get only 20% of her salary in case she chose to stay home for the remaining 6 weeks of her maternity leave. So today we look at the benefit that come out of this new law. All right. Now, for mothers out there, I think this was a rejoicing moment. When I saw the different reactions on how people were getting this same news, they were so happy. But not only mothers, fathers also joined in the celebration because this is a very important draft by the parliament. But in your own view, what is the benefit? What do you think will be the benefit of this new draft of law?
Before we go there, yes.
Sorry, I want to clarify something for those that do not know exactly what is happening. Before the law was passed, or the bill was passed, is it the law or the bill?
No, the law.
The law,
yes.
Good. So when the law was passed, before that, mothers could take their maternity leave for 3 months,
yes.
but they would only get their full salary after the 6 months, and then the remaining 6 months, I mean 6 weeks, sorry, 6 weeks, and then the remaining 6 weeks, they would either get their salary if they went back to work, but only or get only 20% if they stayed at home.
Absolutely.
Now that all changed.
Losing out 80%.
Yeah, losing out 80%. Now all this has changed, and they can get their full salary within those 3 months.
Yes, and
of being on maternity leave without having to go back to work.
Yes, and what that means is that what the government created now. So there are 12 weeks. The 6 weeks, the employer will be providing the salary, and then after the 6 months and then the remaining 6 months, that salary will be provided by an insurance scheme that they have created.
So you have to be insured.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
That is
so
a very
there is
important
an insurance
point.
scheme that's going to be created purposely for that.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes, and that's why even the minister said that this will begin with the financial year in July, 1st July. So it's not like it's implemented since, beginning next month.
Not
so
yet.
we have to wait for the financial year to get everybody
so that they
ready.
budget for it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But at least it's good news for those who are planning to take their maternity leave anytime after July. For those who aren't, I'm very sorry, but all is well for the next children.
Absolutely.
Right.
So coming on to the benefits of this draft that the parliament passed out.
So actually, I wanted you to clarify on that, Yvette. Thank you, and that's clear. Now, of course, there's a lot of benefits because women, when they give birth, you know, when it's a time for them to give birth, they react differently. Some of them will have a C-section, some of them will have a natural birth, but you don't know how they recover. So before, you had to either be obliged to go back to work because you have to make money. You really have to make money. We all know how babies can be very, you have to invest a lot financially. So they had no option but to go to work. Yeah, and this could maybe leave both the child and the mother. It's training them, both of them, because the child still needs the mother at least for 3 months full time, and the mother is probably in a critical condition, still weak, she still needs to rest a little bit more than usual. So I think this is a very good way. It's really very helpful, very effective, and very considerate of the mothers that we have in the nation and even the future generation.
Yvette?
I mean, I think she's said mostly all the benefits. But it's great because when you're recovering, you know, as she said, with a C-section, especially now C-section, because you still have all those emotions within you, and either you're still moody or not, or you can snap at a moment, or maybe you cry, and you know, leaving your child at such
you just
a
even
young
need to
age,
heal.
and you just at such a young age is very difficult. I mean, we've not been mothers, but we've seen people and movies where leaving your child at any time before 7 months is extremely difficult because you're constantly calling, your mind is constantly occupied with what the child is doing, how the child is being taken care of, and now with, you know, the insecurity of mothers leaving their children with any house helps or even nannies. I mean, we saw what happened in Uganda, and even various other nannies, what they do to children when you leave them alone. So, you know, they're scared, and you know, so it's very difficult. But now the good news is they can be able to stay with them for at least the first 3 months, you know, and while they're getting a nanny, they can stay with that nanny for 3 months, so they can be able to get to know them and make sure that all is well, set up all the nanny cams everywhere, make sure that, you know, everything is secured. And also they get time to process this also, you know. I mean, giving life to a newborn and you know, just giving life in general is not something that should be taken lightly, even though I believe they should be given 6 months off. Well, 3 months, we can work with 3 months. So it's good. It's a great thing.
Well, Moses, when a baby is born, of course, in the first, at least, well, like she said, at least this first 6 months, there's a lot of things going on. Of course, the baby needs a lot of nurturing in terms of breastfeeding, in terms of caring, because the baby is also very exposed to, you know, to like different diseases, you know, very germs and
they're very fragile.
They're very fragile, very, very fragile. That means they need all that kind of care and attention that, you know, a person needs. So do you think maybe this is the right bill to help? Or you think maybe more could also be done on this same bill, especially in extending the time in which mothers spend with the babies?
Well, this is actually a perfect step that the government has done because to me, you know, children, they are the next generation of the country, and when they're taken care of, especially at early young age, that's when actually you get a perfect, you know, foundation of a child. So for a mother to leave a child home at that early age, it is always a big problem because you not see the mother perform 100% at work.
Yes.
You see, that is that one I'm very sure of. And again, you know, some of them, the work is you need to go very early. At work, let's say some of the work start at 7 now, and the child need to be cleaned up, let's say, and maybe a child wakes up at 9, you see, or at 10, you know, and
or even earlier, because at early stages they wake up at least every 3 hours. So the mother doesn't even have enough sleep. So
you see, now it's very and most of the time, since a child is born until the first 2 months or 2.5 months, the child always, the condition is always different, you know, you can't know exactly, you know, how the child is going to wake up at, like, you know, so it's very important that the mother should be there at least for the first 3 months, at least, you see, and again, the government, you know, understands, it was not an easy law to pass out, but they have understood the importance. And even it's going to be good that even the employers, different companies have actually adopted the law and they're going to put it in implementation. So this is where I see that this government of Rwanda is understanding its people And they understand the hard work that people are doing, but also they understand how important also they need to put people in a position whereby they think it's time now for them to deliver for the best of the country and for the best of the economy, but also the families. So that is where it is very important.
Yes, and I absolutely have a stand on this one, because I feel like when somebody also gives birth, it is just beyond caring for the baby or breastfeeding. It's an emotional, physical part of it. And you can imagine...
It's like a part of your soul.
Yes, it's part of... Exactly, I love the word you're using.
Yes, it's something we cannot comprehend. We might know people that have gone through it, but until you've actually been through it, you don't really understand the connection a mother has with their child. I mean, it's on another level. And another thing, I liked what you said about, actually you said it about breastfeeding. You see, when they have to go back to work, they can't be able to breastfeed their children. So they have to opt for formula. And that is not healthy. You know, it's better because the breast milk is, it has more nutrients, and it's healthier for the child in development of the brain and different parts of the body. So, you know, and that is already a disadvantage for the children growing up. You know, they probably don't have all the nutrients they need. So now that they at least get to stay 3 months, although I believe it's still 6 months, it should be 6 months, 3 months could do. We can survive with it.
Yes, and of course, I think this will actually enable productivity even in the workplaces, because if I'm able to go back to work when I'm emotionally stable, when I'm physically fine, I think I could be more productive than me going back.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I think one thing organizations should be, and if you're looking at one of the ways best managers manage the organization, then the prime number one thing in your organization are your employees. That means you need and the social welfare. You need also to understand the emotions. Something that a good manager should be is also to interpret the daily lives of the employees, because this affects what the productivity at work.
We're humans.
And we're humans, exactly. So I think this is a very good bill. So maybe we could revise it more in terms of the time limits.
Yeah, I mean, let's enjoy it now.
Yes.
I mean, a year after, let's see how helpful. I mean, let's conduct a proper research and see if these 3 months are actually effective.
Yes.
Because if they're not, 6 months still work, which I think will be good. Because at the end of the day, productivity at work is what really matters. And if the mothers are not able to do that, you don't just fire them and bring someone else, because they'll probably get pregnant too. It's a matter of, you know, making sure that you take care of the ones that you already have.
Yes, and I agree with something else. And I commend the Rwandan government, because they've gone beyond their comfortable zone. They are digging more into the pockets.
One thing that, not even digging into the pockets, leave alone that, but that is very, very considerate.
Absolutely.
You can tell that they're caring about these mothers, and maybe they've seen that this is something that's affecting the government institutions, or even the private institutions, or just the workplace at large. And there's something needs to be done about this, and that's why they're giving it attention, and they're considering, you know, these institutions, and the way they've just considered that they need to put the scheme, the insurance scheme, that just beats logic.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me,
thumbs up to that one.
To me, I'm very proud but not surprised. Reason being is because when you hear about the government of Rwanda, the number one thing that you hear is it's a government that care about its people. So that's why I'm not surprised for them to actually pass out this bill, this law, because they consistently have been thinking about the way forward on the perfect way to pass it out. And government of Rwanda, that's what makes us all proud as citizens of Rwanda. So it's a government which is hold its people accountable. Perfect, and congratulations.
Yeah, truly, it's government for the people, by the people, and to the people. So you can see this is working.
And of course, as also we enjoyed the routine gender promotion, I think this is a very important bill, because I think it also affects the well-nature being of the women, and it's part of the ways, you know, to promote out the women out there, especially mothers that are trying their best to give and nurture the beautiful girls and boys of this country.
And the government of Rwanda has pledged to always be the number one, to step up and stand in front of any other country in the world when it comes to gender equality.
But let's not get it twisted. We're not encouraging people to go and get pregnant.
Absolutely.
That's part of life.
Yeah.
That's part of life.
Yeah.
Let's think about
productivity
this.
is part of the
Should
life.
be planned.
There's nothing
Should be
else.
planned.
Absolutely.
Let's do it in an organized manner.
Yeah,
Definitely.
All right, we'll wrap up from there, but of course we encourage also the private sector to be part of this great draft of law, and make sure that also help out the different mothers that are trying to nurture the children of this nation. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. Business stories are coming up next with Yvette Shumbusho.
Flying has become such a breeze. With Rwanda, you will save on money and time. Fly for as low as $249 to Entebbe, $280 to Mombasa, $305 to Nairobi, $329 to Dar es Salaam, $329 to Dubai, $505 to Accra, and take advantage of 35% discount to more destinations across Africa and the Middle East. For reservations, please dial 07881 777 or email reservations@rwandair.com or contact your preferred travel agents. You may also book and pay online via rwandair.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Business stories making headlines today. The National Agriculture Export Board has drafted a new handling model to boost quality tea exports along the value chain and remain competitive. This comes in the wake of falling tea prices at the Mombasa auction, according to Isang Huruziza, the National Agriculture Export Board Tea Division Manager. The new green tea leaf handling model seeks to boost farmers and factories with skills and have them rewarded for investing in value addition. MTN Rwanda announced the launch of the 4G LTE on the mobile phones, enabling customers to make voice calls and use mobile data on the 4G LTE network. This latest development allows customers to maintain a full 4G experience during a call. This means voice and data stay on the same part of the network, therefore giving consistently high surfing speeds even while making phone calls. And in regional business news, EcoBank Kenya is set to be upgraded to the regional hub of operations for 18 countries, in a move that boosts Nairobi's ambitions of being an international financial center. The Pan-African lender is restructuring its regional clustering that effectively combines Eastern, Southern, and Central Africa under one cluster, headquartered in Nairobi. The other regional offices for the bank, headquartered in Togo, will be in Nigeria and Ghana. You're now up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming up in just a moment with Moses Vilikonzira.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I am Moses Vilikonzira. Starting with local cycling, triumphant cyclists returned home on Tuesday. After winning 1 gold and 2 silver medals at the Continental Showpiece in Casablanca, the delegation led by head coach Jonathan Boyer arrived in the country at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Of the 11 riders who competed at the African Championships in Morocco, only 5 returned, as the remaining 6 directly connected to Algeria for the year's Grand Cycling Tour of Algeria, running from March 4th to 28th. And head coach Jonathan Boyer said that it is a matter of time and we achieve more and bigger honors because there is a will and talent in the team. Now in the Premier League, Chelsea sent Norwich City in relegation zone, while West Bromwich held Leicester City to a draw. Norwich fell into relegation zone as Chelsea continued the impressive form under Gus Hiddink with the 2-1 win victory at Carrow Road. Kennedy scored from 20 yards after 39 seconds, the fastest goal of the Premier League season, while Diego Costa doubled the lead on the stroke of halftime. Nathan Ledmond scored as Norwich lost for the 8th time in 9 games. Meanwhile, Leicester City missed the chance to go 5 points clear at the top of Premier League as West Bromwich came from behind to claim a point in 2-2 draw. And finally, in European football, Hannover 96 bent hit by a flailed thrown from Wolfsburg fans as Andre Schürrle hat-trick inspired victory at basement side. Wolfsburg sporting director has been forced to apologize on behalf of the club after a flail from their traveling fans was launched into Hannover 96 dugout ahead of kickoff on Tuesday. Fortunately, nobody was seriously hurt in the incident, which briefly delayed the start of the Bundesliga contest, despite the missile landing night onto the full home substitute bench. A hat-trick from former Chelsea winger Andre Schürrle ignited the 4-0 victory for the Wolfsburg, who moved up to 8th in the table.
Moses, I have a question for you. Could the Blues, the Chelsea boys, be on the rise? Because it's been quite a tremendous comeback, I would say, for them, because they have been winning their games consecutively and they have gone all the way from the bottom of the table and they're coming up. Could there be some chance that maybe Chelsea could end up in the Big Four or, you know, the Big Six at least?
Well, a Big Four is a much bigger target as far as I'm concerned. But let's face it, you know, Chelsea, since the appointment of Gus Hiddink, he has brought back the spirit, the friendship, the smile on players' faces, and again, on top of that, he brought back the consistency in terms of playing style, in terms of winning games, in terms of scoring goals, because players like Diego Costa, who is actually the main striker of the team, has not been scoring in Mourinho era. You know, but when you look at the way he's scoring, if he doesn't score, he gives assist. If he doesn't give assist, he plays a bigger role within the whole match. Players like Fabregas, players like Eden Hazard, players like actually the rejuvenated of now the captain, because John Terry is injured, Branislav Ivanovic in the center of the defense. You know, he was playing at the right back, now he's playing at the center of the defense. Now that, you know, that alternation of some of the players being happy and working for the team, working for the manager, you know, working for the fans, that's actually what Gus Hiddink has brought back in Chelsea's heart. Now they're 8th on the table with 39 points, and you know, when you look at the table, the way the table stands, you know, Chelsea are standing a chance to either be on top 5 at the end of the season if they keep on this consistency way of playing, because there is now 10 games to play for Chelsea, because they played 28 games so far, and if they can keep up playing, I'm pretty sure that Chelsea will stabilize maybe.
Yes, 11 weeks down the road, we are moving on. Leicester City is still on top of the table. Tottenham is just looking forward, 2 points away, I think, by now. And people are beginning to wonder, could the trophy between these two people? Because Leicester City says, of course, we are still on top of our game. Yeah. But Tottenham still has hope that they could land on the title. Who do you give a chance by now? Because it's 11 weeks from now that we're going to be saying who takes the Premier League for this year.
Well. So far, Amero is getting surprises on a daily basis. As when there's a night of Premier League game to be played, Amero is waiting to see how does Leicester perform. Does it perform above the expectations, or does Tottenham actually keep on pulling the strings? Because, you know, the way Tottenham is playing, because Tottenham is the most complete team when we talk about how a playing style, a winning goals, the way the goals are being scored. Because look at the way Dele Alli has inspired Tottenham. Look at the way Harry Kane, look at Eriksen and many other players who has been scoring for Tottenham so far this season. And the way you look, when you look at the way Pochettino has managed to balance the entire team with a youthful team, but which has energy, passion, drive, to score goals, to play a good game, and to win games at all costs. We've not seen Tottenham. They've won so far about 7 to 6 games in a row consecutively, and when you see somehow Leicester City, they've started. On my understanding, Leicester City has started to believe that their priority is not winning the title, but maybe being in top 3 in Premier League. You see, that's how they are preparing. But again, when you look at the way Tottenham is moving, the way they are moving.
But I think Leicester City knows they want the Premier League. They want to prove everyone wrong. They want to be the most successful club that ever came from nowhere and took the Premier League. But they do not want to lose that cup. There's no way you would convince me that they want to just be in the top 3 after what they're doing.
No, let's face it. I'm not saying that they don't want the cup, but I'm saying that the way they play. Look, when you win one game, you draw another game, and when you see Tottenham winning throughout, it's a threat, honestly speaking, because the way Tottenham started believing that they can win a cup is about about 10 weeks ago. That's when they believe that if we do perform the way we are performing consistently, we can actually take the cup. But if you cannot, beat, West Bromwich, and you won the previous game 1-0 in the dying minutes, you drew the following game. We don't know how they will win the following, because now teams have started to recognize that Leicester City's strength is when you hold Validi and you don't allow Mahrez to play, then now Kante is out injured. You see, that's where now the problem has started being. If the key players start to get injured, do they have anyone to come in and replace them? That's a doubt. Because when you see the way West Bromwich equalized the game, they came from behind to equalize. As a champion, the sense of champion, you need to have that drive, until the last minute. For Tottenham, we are yet to see. But if Tottenham can keep it, if they can win their next 2 games, Tottenham would be the most likely champions.
All right, to wrap up the talk from there, and of course to our viewers, of course, as we wait and come to the end of the season very soon, 11 weeks to go now, we are yet to see who will take the Premier League. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. Local and international news are coming up next.
Flying has become such a breeze. With Rwanda, you'll save on money and time. Fly for as low as $249 to Entebbe, $280 to Mombasa, $305 to Nairobi, $329 to Dar es Salaam, $329 to Dubai, $505 to Accra, and take advantage of 35% discount to more destinations across Africa and the Middle East. For reservations, please dial 07881 77000 or email reservations@rwandair.com or contact your preferred travel agents. You may also book and pay online via rwandair.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Rwandan engineers have welcomed the admission of the Rwanda Institution of Engineers to the regional professional body, which now expands their market reach to 4 countries in the East African community. The local engineers body signed the mutual recognition agreement, which implies that Rwanda-trained engineers can be able to apply their trade in all East African community partner states, apart from Burundi, that has not yet assented.
Senators in the Senatorial Standing Committee on Social Affairs, Human Rights and Petitions have called for more efforts to prevent and treat non-communicable diseases said to be on the rise in the country. Since Monday, the senators have been meeting different stakeholders in the health sector to understand how they could currently deal with the diseases and how they think their preventions and care can be improved.
And in other news, oil giant Shell is being sued in London for the second time in 5 years over spills in the Niger Delta. 2 communities are claiming compensation and want Shell to clean up their land. Shell said it is at its early stage in reviewing the claims and that the case should be heard in Nigeria. The Ogale community of about 40,000 people in Rivers State on the coast of Nigeria who are mainly farmers or fishermen are some of the affected.
And in international news, Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump have both won the most states on the biggest day of the race for the U.S. presidential nomination. Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and Virginia were among the states where both triumphed. Mr. Trump was defeated by Ted Cruz in Texas and Oklahoma. Democrat Bernie Sanders won 4, including his home state of Vermont.
Oh, well, Yvette, the race just gets better. As you heard, Donald Trump won most of the states, actually.
Yes.
So, and Hillary Clinton is leading Bernie Sanders. So, you know, it's coming out to be actually that by November we could have Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, we're just in March. Anything can happen.
Yes, so we're waiting up for Super Saturday now,
yes.
So to see, and the caucuses, so we get to see what happens. But again, Donald Trump, as polls keep on showing, is leading in most of the U.S. states. All right, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics with Sherry Uwase. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. You're just in time for movie review, and today, it being a Thursday, we talk the film industry as usual. And in particular, we're going to see what we have for cult classic and also one of the movies that made so much money in a short span of time and was also very much loved by, you know, everybody, myself inclusive. Now, first let's begin with a cult classic, and we have Men in Black. Take a look at the trailer.
We work for a highly funded yet unofficial government agency.
We'll take it from here.
Who the hell are you?
INS Division 6.
There is no Division 6.
Our mission is to monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth.
You're all here because you're the best of the best, and we're looking for one of you.
Hey! What's up?
I want to get some coffee. You want some coffee?
No, thank you, I'm fine.
Hey, fellas. You guys get along all right?
All right, I'm in.
From now on, you will have no identifying marks of any kind. You are no longer part of the system. We are the Men in Black.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
Series 4 deatomizer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Noisy cricket.
I feel like I'm gonna break this damn thing.
Oh, it gets better.
Dad, we have a bug. Unlimited technology from the whole universe, and we cruise around in a Ford POS.
Fasten your seatbelt.
See, now we got to work on your people skills.
Columbia Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present.
I knew it. This is an alien, and you guys are from some government agency trying to keep it under wraps.
Nah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
I'm going to count to 3.
He'll do it, Jeeves.
1.
I'm telling you, that man does not look stable.
2.
He's always crazy. Why don't you get a massage or take a cruise?
3.
Do you have any idea how much that stings? Will Smith.
What the hell are you?
Your world's gonna end.
In a new film from the director of The Addams Family and Get Shorty. Men in Black. Protecting the Earth from the scum of the universe.
You know how to use these things?
No idea whatsoever.
A little bit about this movie is that there's so much that was going on with a private agency codenamed MBI, which is Men in Black. Now, this agency is some kind of extraterrestrial surveillance corporation. Then one of the agency's finest men, only going by the name K, Agent K, is recruiting for a new addition to the agency. And now he recruits Will Smith. And, you know, this movie goes around. I think they were hunting for some people that look like aliens and stuff like that.
They were aliens.
They were aliens, right? So it's really, it is a guy flick, but I enjoyed this movie. Especially at that time, I was into anything, provided I get what to watch. So it's a 1997 movie. So let me begin with you.
Me, I haven't watched the movie, seriously.
You haven't watched
Men in Black? Okay.
No, I haven't watched.
What is
honestly.
life?
Well, you
Yeah,
and
but
many others who haven't watched, we recommend you watch.
Definitely. That's why it's. I'm very happy that you just.
Yeah, I'm
introduced
giving
it.
you.
I would have sworn you've watched it before.
Right? I
Or at
thought
least
so too.
I would have really known that you really love the movie as well. I'm so surprised, Moses.
Yeah.
We're
You know,
going to
this
get it for you.
these so-called
Yeah,
sports
well-
that you are always in sometimes, don't you?
We're going to download it.
Well, but I'm going to watch it. But again, when I listen that there's Will Smith inside, that means that I have to. You know, I have
He's
to.
such
and
a great
by
actor.
today, not more than today. I will watch it today.
Okay, all right. Yvette,
I mean,
how
Will
was the
Smith.
experience?
Oh my God, he's so cool. But he's really amazing. He's an amazing actor. I forgot Kay's real name.
Lee Jones or Lee
Lee something. Yes.
Something Jones. Yeah.
But he is, you know, he's not funny. But because Will Smith is so funny and
he was
tries
very
to,
serious?
Yes, and he tries to like get him to, you know, loosen up.
Yeah.
Kay happens to be really funny as well because the way he looks at him and he's like, really? But
And he has a lot of sarcasm.
Yes, he's very sarcastic.
Yeah,
There's
actually,
a
I
point where he
remember-
tries to make a joke, but it does not work.
Actually, I remember this specific scene where Will Smith made a joke, and then he started laughing. I asked him, "Why aren't you laughing?" Then he was like, "I'm not laughing because I have a sense of humor."
Oh my God.
So in other words, it's not even funny.
It's
so
not.
I can't watch
Yes.
this laughing.
So, I mean, once they finished that, the first one, Men in Black. Yes. So once they did the 1997 movie, there was Men in Black 1, 2, was there 3?
There was 3.
Yeah, there was 3 was the last one I watched. And it was a great combination. I mean, the duo, Agent K and also Will Smith, it was just a great duo, and it was really funny and serious at the same time. What I liked about it the most, okay, I did not like the aliens, they were not very good to look at, but what I liked was that machine. They would like wear their glasses and then make you forget. I wanted one of those so badly.
We will get you. We will
like go to my parents. Forget about today.
Well,
Yes,
sure, I think Men in Black was one of the mega box office hits, because I think it's one of the movies that brought in a lot of money and made a name for Will Smith.
Right.
And I think it's one of the movies that brought him into the career, of course, not forgetting the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Of course.
Well, but one more thing I loved about the movie, I always remember the song that came for the movie.
And the
dance.
Men in Black,
Yes.
Men in
The
Black.
Men in Black
He
song.
even released a song.
And then the rap was so nice. And
you used
part
to know
of
all
what,
these things.
Yes.
age, old
Yes.
age.
And part of what I think by that generation, that something that inspired, I think Will Smith in Men in Black, I think he inspired people to put on those sun glasses and the black and feel like you know, black, because I feel like there was that kind of generation where we felt the black swag with the glasses on and the black and Men in Black. So it was quite a good movie to watch. And honestly speaking, Men in Black 3 came out at a time I feel quite bizarre when I see all these monsters when sometimes when it opens up its mouth when it's when
it has like 1,000 teeth.
Yes, so but it was quite a thriller and funny movie to watch, and there's a lot of science in the movie, so I love
science fiction actually.
Yeah,
so everything's like in space.
Yeah, so I love the movie, and I think it's absolutely a cult classic to go back and watch.
Right, so
No, don't worry, today.
You're going to watch it, and many others out there. So just telling you to go back and, watch this movie. Now, moving on to our big movie, one that has been a very successful one, both to the viewers and to the industry itself, is Fast Furious. Take a look at the trailer.
All right, let's get to work.
Hey, Roman, you freaking out?
No.
Yes, you are.
Can somebody just walk me through what we're supposed to be doing? Justin, you didn't think it could get any better, huh?
Here we go.
Hell yeah!
Oh, shit. Hook him up.
Brian, you're up! I'm gonna get you out of here. You're gonna have to jump!
Dominic Terrell, you don't know me. You're about to.
Looks like the sons of London have followed us home.
Remember Owen Shaw? This is his big bad brother.
We're being hunted. One last ride.
Get low when the whistle go.
Now we talking.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
This is a world that doesn't play by your rules.
Like it or not, you and your friends are a part of it now.
I don't have friends. I got family.
So I won't really go into everything about the movie because I'm sure most of us are familiar with it and you've seen the trailer and maybe you'll go ahead and watch it. But a thing about this movie, it was a bit delayed because of Paul Walker's death, and then they had to get his brother Caleb Walker to and Kobe. They're two of his brothers, so I don't really know which one of the two.
Both of them.
Both of them. Yes. Yeah. So it took also more time because this is a family that was grieving, you know, the loss of their brother. So it was a bit behind schedule, but we like the results, right? I love the movie.
I cried so much. Oh
right?
My goodness! At Fast 7, I cried so much because I was really waiting for the part where Paul Walker is shown to have died, but he doesn't die. In the movie, they just separate, and that song. I think I might just even cry right now.
And then they had to put a tribute, and we all knew that he's dead. And
I was sobbing in the movie theaters. I was just like, oh my God! It was really sad. I mean, it was a horrible time because he was he played such a major role in Fast and Furious. Even when it began, I mean, he was the main actor. You know, exactly. So it was very sad, but they were able to pull it off. Imagine someone has passed away, you get their brother and you make him, you know, they use all this technology to make them look exactly like Paul Walker, and which they did. You could tell just a little bit if you really
you could tell.
We're very precise, and you knew exactly how he looked like. You could tell maybe it's not him, but he really.
But the features are similar because his brother really has a very striking resemblance.
Exactly.
To Paul Walker, so the features are very similar.
Yeah.
Well, first, Fast Furious. Back, I remember from I think around 2006, the first one.
2004.
Four there. Oh, okay. So I think Paul Walker. I think this movie. Now caught more of the world attention because of the death of. It was a major hit every year, but of course the last one last year, right? No, 2014.
No,
it was last year.
Yeah, last year.
In April.
Yes.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, last year I think. Fast Furious made more sales than ever because in the first weekend of the premiering of Fast and Furious, it made $70 million just in the US.
Wow.
That's a weekend. So that shows you how much of a major hit it was. And of course, it made a lot of money in China because a lot of movie watchers in China. So part of this movie, one thing I'll say is that, of course, we have not seen the last of it because part of what we've heard from events was that
Vin Diesel.
Vin
Diesel, actually.
As if I work with them.
Yes.
He posted it on Instagram.
Yes. So, I mean, it was quite a sad moment, and I can't wait to see what other Fast and Furious movies have. If I would be too precise to say that, I would say that we've seen movies that make generations. You know that there are certain movies that make a certain generation, and I think between now and 2004, part of the movies has been Fast Furious. If you look at maybe Jurassic Park, they made many sales also, but Fast and Furious, Avatar, of course, Avatar. Avatar comes as the first one, but mainly I think Fast Furious has been one of those movies, and I think people always go back, because I always go back even to the 2004 movies, because there is a lot of humor from Tyrese, you know, he makes it
so funny.
He's the humor really,
he's really funny.
Even the movie in Brazil, there is Tyrese. I mean, the girl. I love the chemistry between Paul Walker and the wife. They're so amazing together. I love the voice from Vin Diesel. You know,
it's very compelling.
You know, he has a brother. Yeah. He has a brother who has the same tone. They have that deep husky voice.
Something that makes this movie so nice, even for the boys to watch, is the parts where Vin Diesel brings out the manliness.
The manliness. Even for the ladies, actually.
I love the cars. The fast cars.
I mean, before we wrap up from there, I mean, I love it. Even the fact that he calls it familia, you know, salute la familia. Whenever he says that,
did you write the script?
When he says salute la familia, I feel like, boy, I want to be part of that crew.
I know. I feel like you're part of it.
I want to be part of that.
I won't lie. I want to be part. That squad is just, it's killing.
They're so amazing. They have money. They are so nice to each other. They're so loyal.
So loyal. They're always they're always driving fast cars. It's dangerous,
Beautiful
but okay.
Cars. You guys, this is Hollywood, okay? Don't try this at home. Yes.
That movie, what I like from the movie the most is a movie that attracts every type of a person.
Sure.
From a kid to an old man on a road, or old mom, or so there's no one who say, no, this is not my type of movie. Both women and men. So I mean, that's where I like the person who wrote the script of that movie. I mean, he understood what is it people need, you see. And again, when you almost talked everything, but I like the loyalty within the group, and when the ability that no one should be left behind, and the ability that we can fight for each other. If there's some problem, we are all in. If there is time for happiness, we are all in. And even when you look at the cars, I mean, it's above imagination. You say, would I be able to drive that fast car?
Of course not. No, don't. Don't, especially in Kigali, please don't try that. Don't try that.
Our speed limit is 40.
Yeah.
In case you have forgotten. So you're just going to be like this.
And the beach at Copacabana in Brazil, I mean,
yes.
Amazing. So, I love the movie, but it's very sad that Paul Walker that's passed away.
Well, another thing, I think
was my favorite.
I think
he was a lot of people's favorite.
I think one character that actually stands out in the movie is also Ludacris. The between Ludacris and Tyrese.
Actually, the other,
like that brother,
the Chinese guy,
the Chinese or the Asian. I'm not sure if he's Chinese.
Sorry, yes, he's Asian. He is also funny.
He is. He is. And his supermodel girlfriend.
Yeah.
They passed away though. They passed away in 7.
In 7.
Oh yeah.
And
thank goodness. I thought it was in real life.
No, in real life they're still alive. Thank the Lord.
And the fact that these guys, they plan everything they're about to do. They plan to perfection. And they are sure that they will make sure that they get what they want.
They complete the mission.
This movie, because I like this type of movie where there's technology, science, and planning ahead and understanding the risks in all those things. So because that teaches life in your life. Out of the movie, in your normal life, if you are planning to achieve something very big, you need to understand how to plan it, how the risks, who to work with, also many things. So this movie really, for me, teaches me a lot of things.
And the shots in the movie are also
the shots, oh man.
Yeah.
Especially that part where the character Brian, now Paul Walker's brother, when the bus falls off something like a cliff, and then he climbs up the bus, and then he's running, and then he just jumps over the other lady when she's driving.
That is nothing compared to that one. I think it was 6. Was it 6 or 7?
Jumping from?
No, when Vin Diesel, it's on a highway.
It
There's
was
one
6.
going one direction. There's cars going one direction, the other going the other direction.
Opposite direction.
And then he jumps on the other side. It's like a bridge. He jumps on the other side to save a girl, and I'm like,
you don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I watched it at the cinema, and when he did that, everyone just stood up. They were like, oh my God!
Actually, when I watched it, when
that was
when
6,
Brian
right?
did that was 6. When Brian did that, everyone just laughed. We were like, please. But it's entertaining. That's the cool thing
that's
about
one thing that pulls out Fast and Furious, because you always expect a very good shot. Even, for example, in the last one, even from the fact that the cars had to come from the plane, they had to fly from a plane. Those are some of the best shots that Fast and Furious had.
Tyrese could not. He was like, oh my God,
I'm not good.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. We can do this. All right.
Anyway, that's the beauty about having African American movies. They show the way Africans are not really ready to risk some life-threatening moments, but that's what we love about it. Anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back with Hot Topics after the break. Welcome back. It's time for your Hot Topics. As always, we're up and about gathering everything that you need to know about what's happening here and abroad from what's trending all over social media, we've got it all for you right here, right now. Now, Miss Umuhoza Sharifa, who was 4th runners-up from Musanze in Northern Province, was very warmly welcomed back home as their Miss representative. It was with great honor and privilege that officials in Musanze welcomed her in what was a very big and memorable day. Now, you guys, let me just explain this, yeah? We know she was Miss Popularity, and then she was also 4th runners-up. And she comes from Musanze. She grew up there. Her family lives there. She went to school there. So she went back home. And oh my, you guys, it was such, they threw her a major welcome back home, and congratulations. They're so proud to have their very own represent them, and the what do they call it? In Kinyarwanda we usually use sari. So the sari was so filled up to the brim.
Ballroom.
The ballroom. Yeah, ballroom. And the governor was there, and there were some tough officials there. I'm telling you, it was not a joke. I felt like, wow, viva, you know.
But you know,
there's at the time I went to Musanze, her pictures were everywhere. They were all like, vote for Sharifa, vote for Sharifa, and wow, I'm not really surprised, but yeah, continue before
yes,
I forget.
part of what I think what actually this girl is doing is that she did enough PR for herself, because even before coming to the competition, she went out and visited the governor and also the person in charge of the army in the Northern Province.
Oh wow!
Yes, in Musanze. So she went out before even being before the finals. So she went out to meet the governor, and part of what the governor said was the fact that also Kunwa Dorian was a nominee from the Northern Province, but she never came back after even winning Miss Rwanda, and she had represented herself as a nominee from the Northern Province. So this girl is so amazing. She goes there before, and then even after, as you saw even on the final day, people from Musanze occupying the biggest space.
Actually,
in that
they came in 8 buses.
8 buses.
8 buses.
And the governor was there.
And the governor
was
himself was also there.
So you can imagine,
and family.
It's actually this lady is making more headlines than Miss Rwanda is already done.
Yeah.
And trust me, if
Imagine
this lady
if
goes on like this,
Rwanda, taken over the place.
1 week celebration in
Musanze.
Musanze, no working for the whole of March.
And for me, it's all about grabbing the opportunity. I think this girl knows just what to do, and this is her time. And I think one thing I have to say is kudos to the Musanzians.
Yeah, Musanzians, right?
Because they've done a great job. Musanze people can actually really rejoice. There are people who have the ambience. You know, the love.
And they're supportive. And I mean, to come in 8 buses to support one person. I mean, their loyalty also stands on another
absolutely.
level.
And Kabisa, I would like to say, I think Sharifa is standing out on doing something with what she... In fact, if getting even Miss Popularity means something for her, I think this
actually
is bigger.
does mean something to her.
Like, I mean, this is even bigger than that. So I think it's time
and
for
I hope
her.
she uses it for a benefit, really, not only... continue to be popular, but to actually use it to the benefit of the Musazians,
yes,
and the Musazi County, and also Rwanda as a whole.
Absolutely.
You know, I like the fact that she understands where she comes from,
and she's proud of it.
And you are proud of it. Yeah. And let me tell you, to be frankly honest, this Miss, you know, you if you are a Miss or you are part of the Miss Rwanda contesting girls, you know, you are not there for your own. You are there for the people you represent. And for her, she understands who does she represent. She represents all Rwandans, but specifically, you need to know your roots. And she used that. You know, when you visit all the people, you talk to the people, the most powerful people around the area, and those are the people who influence other people whom they lead, their thinking, and also the royalty. And when specifically people from Musanze, they are very loyal to themselves. You know, they like each other, they love each other,
have the solidarity.
They have solidarity. Yeah. That's even something that all other provinces, districts should learn from them, because it is a very good initiative, and for her herself and also for all the people. And the fact she's Miss Popularity means that she's going to use that popularity to unite people much more. And also the governor of Musanze also should also get in a way to work with her, and maybe to inspire youth, maybe to go more to school, or maybe to drink much more safe water, you know, because it's a big figure in a county whereby if you use her to the benefit of people, you know, more people will be open to listen to what she says in a much more open heart.
Absolutely.
You see, that is actually where the governor, I would recommend the governor also to actually find a way they can use her to the benefit of the people,
right?
Also for the country at the same time, because she understands how to win people's heart. And that's the miss we actually need. So probably she has her time that will come up, and she has done a good job.
And actually, I would like to say also what you were saying. Actually, I commend also the governor. The mere fact that he came out. I mean, it's not to support her. You know, all these, for example, most of the local leaders or most of these leaders don't actually associate with people like that. I mean, they don't normally like associating with people within maybe the entertainment industry. These are very influential people. Yeah. Exactly. They entertain a lot of people. They influence a lot of people. If you're actually able to work with them, they can really make a very good impact. And I would like to commend the governor of the Northern Province for doing that. And I think
because there's so many person. Definitely, you just meant it, because there is going to be a lot of initiatives. And a contestant is a person who knows almost every aspect that is happening within the area or within the country. If it is social, economical, you know, well-being, you know, protecting child from ABCD, you know, all those initiatives, she can be able to be an ambassador of every single initiative that comes up, and then the Musanze area can be standing out, and they can use her to the benefit and to maximize also her PRS and PR.
Right, and you know, there's something about giving someone recognition that just makes them, it's like it encourages them to do something better, to be a better person in whatever field they are doing. So I feel like this just big ups to Musanze first of all, and big ups to the Musanzians. They came in big numbers. Even after her not being crowned Miss, they're like, no, you are a Miss. Let's recognize you. Let's encourage you. Very good. And and like you said, maybe she could work with the Musanze district,
because Musanze is actually the #1 touristic area in Rwanda.
In Rwanda, yeah.
You know, why not? Let's say RDB, if they want to actually to step Musanze on the map, using her to actually to tell most of people in Musanze.
She can be the brand ambassador.
Yeah, of a touristic, you know, area of Musanze. And all people will be supportive. Definitely, all people will be supportive.
Giving you ideas.
We're giving her ideas. We're giving, But congratulations to the province of Musanze, first of all, even to Sharifa, and even to the other Miss. We hope that you're going to start showing us something really, really, you know, effective. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports we do. Finally, find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We'd love to see your pictures, or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. All that is all the time we have for you today. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvette Shumbusho.
And me, Ivan Magwene. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine team, have a very good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.